Raid Shadow Legends Free Dad Gaming. We have the Hero's Path going on right now, so we did get a couple relics here. I did all of this with the champion training, just ranking up some rare champions to level 30, and then ranking them up to 4-star, then just throwing a couple brews into them. Super easy to do. I would highly suggest just to get this. As for the rest of it, I might pick up some gems just because it does help me with completing fusions. I'd love to get one of these medium soul stones or some legendary books, but we're not going to be pulling for that. What we are going to be doing is focusing on the Chimera. So the Chimera did reset, and if you are like me, maybe in a little bit lower clan, we don't take down Nightmare, so I don't do any Nightmare just because I'm not getting 2 of the chests for it. I think getting these chests are really important because you are getting the fragments for this mythical that I assume is going to be really good. And then obviously any mythicals on my account, I am taking them with open arms. But then you're getting these salt basins or basalts to rank up your relics, and then you're also getting a chance to get some more of these. So what we're gonna do today is I wanted to show you my full auto team to kind of go with it, and I think this should be good in almost any affinity, and we're going to see what it does in terms of the trial and how it kind of operates, and then I'll show my builds afterwards, and then we're going to jump into the relic forger, and we're going to have at least 6 accessories to forge, and then after either this battle or both battles, we will be getting the last milestone reward in the Hydra Clash. So we're going to open that as well for the video to show what we're getting in this. During the pause time, I actually have up Nub Raids and Big Papa Drax video about can Chimera God or Nub Raids help me destroy the Chimera and clan boss. So Nub is actually helping Big Papa Drag build a team. So I'm going to watch that to see if I can get any pointers during this time. But I'll give you the basis on how this is going to run, how it's going to deal with each form. I think is really important. And then we'll skip forward to the end and it'll show you how many trials that it does complete on full auto, and how much damage it does on full auto, at least on brutal. I haven't tried the team out on Nightmare. I might just try it out on Nightmare just to see if it does work full auto with it as well. So if you are looking to build it. But right here we do have the clan father person. I forgot his name, but he's great because he provides continuous heal. So that is really helpful just to obviously top off every time. He's in a protection set, so he's going to be adding more damage for our damage dealer and just everybody in general, which is nice. And then he brings block debuffs. He was a fusion champion, so that's why I included here. And then every time that those continuous heals do pop off, he gives a 10%, I think it's 10% heal or turn meter boost for each of those. So I think that's really important. Lydia is great. She has her defense down, her weekend, and then she also does a block buffs and then a decrease or block active skills, which is great for one of the forms that we'll kind of talk about. Nekmathar is bringing your decrease attack, your leech, your decrease speed, increase speed. Really great champion to have. Marius is bringing a ton of damage plus a couple essential buffs that this team would not have, to do some of the trials, such as the increased defense and then the increased accuracy. I chose him as a damage dealer because 1, he's void, and then 2, enemy max HP is really great, and then 3, he's tanky since he's a defensive one, so he's going to stay alive a lot better. And then 4 would be these buffs that he does bring, so he's just kind of helping all around. And then we have I think it's like Gladshire or something like that, but a reviver is a 3-turn revive, which is super important. He does get the extra turn, so he does cycle back if he's not reviving, and he's bringing the increased attack, increased defense. Okay, so he does increased defense, which Marius does as well, and then he does a couple other things with it. So he had the revive there because this form kills, so he will kill him right away. He is the one with the lowest crit damage. Typically, Marius dies before he does get his revive in, so that way we can get a little bit more damage into there. But he recycles so fast when it comes to it that Marius revives typically at least 2 turns during this. Not an issue. I don't have any presets set up for this. But then it's all about just trying to tick away at the damage, trying to at least keep up with our turn count on this while being able to do some of these trials. So right now we're able to do the increased accuracy one before Marius did die. And then they're able to kind of do a couple other ones. The perfect veil one, I don't know why I've never been able to get this one completed on there, because we do have their decreased defense on him, and then we do have a perfect veil from this champion here, but it never seems to get completed for whatever reason. We can't do this when we don't have an increased crit rate or increased crit damage, but then we do also bring the fear with Lydia. So Lydia's A1 will bring us fear, so we can get that one completed. Typically it's not completed the first time, but then it does get completed the second time that it goes with it. But that's kind of how we deal with this one. It's just constantly reviving. So that's already the second time that he's been revived. And then he should be bouncing off to the next form here. We do have protected buffs, so he's not able to strip any of the buffs. So that's going to be your ram form, your lion form. We do just have like their block debuffs here, so he can't really do very much against us. He doesn't seem to do much else besides hit hard, and the team is tanky and they're fast revivers. So we're fine with that one. And then when it does come to the last form, which is the Viper form, we do have our block active skills on Lydia, which will totally shut it down. And then we do have a strip if we need it. And then he is also going to heal. So all those poisons that they do put out at the very beginning can just wreck your team because it's the poisons with the poison sensitivity. So having that continuous heal and then being able to potentially block all those with this block debuffs has been super big for all those champions that do get extra turns. So that is everything here. I'm going to pause the video and then we'll skip forward to see what this does in terms of total damage on Brutal and what this does for our trials. Check back in. We're about ready to go to that Viper form. And I know there's probably going to be some questions when it comes to this, so I want to preemptively answer those. So what happens if Lydia doesn't time her block debuffs and block active skills during the right time? So we're going to, I've been trying to watch this to see when she's going to use it next. And I think it's going to be this turn right here that she's going to use it. And of course, it's not good for us because we're at 55 turns right now. See, so she would use it here. You could obviously stop this. You can watch it and everything, but the whole purpose of this team is to not have to do that. So you can see she's already used it. And now they're going to flip over. Going to steal some buffs from us. He's going to point out the poisons. Thankfully, we do have the block debuffs from our clan father here that has it on almost everybody. And if he does steal it, that's the other issue that this one could run into, is because now he has this block debuffs. So if Lydia tries to go before we can get the strip, just like this, what happens? Is this still going to be able to survive it? So you can see we just stripped everything, but we did just burn her turn there. So it's going to go through. It's still going fine. As you can see, we're getting a little bit low on health here. But once he gets his turn, if Nekmothar wants to stop having turns, so he's going to get his turn and see how much he healed up there. He got the boost from his A1 as well, and then he's going to be able to heal up again. So it doesn't seem to have any issues when it does come to not just locking this enemy's form out. And we finally got back to cycle. It has 2 turns left to go. So you can kind of see how it works with this. We're at the 9 trials right now. I don't know if there's any other trials that are going to work with this when we don't have an HP burn. We should be able to get that one done. We just got it done. So we should be at 10 trials now, and then we have an increase with a decreased resistance, which we don't have. So there could be a chance that instead of using this Marius, you use a ninja instead with the HP burn. But then you're going to miss out on the increased accuracy. And there's some of these trials that has increased accuracy. So I don't quite know what trade-off is better. But I do know this one is going to be all affinity friendly because our main damage dealer is going to be a void champion. So we made it past the Viper, and now it's all about just trying to squeeze out the last bit of damage to this boss. So I'll go ahead and pause it here, and then we'll jump back into the last couple turns. We're coming to the end. It's kind of crazy that full auto on this just wastes almost 30 minutes of your life. So 28 minutes and 30 seconds just kind of gone from there. As you can see, the trials that we did end up completing with 124.37 million damage, almost a billion of the clash points. So I would say not too bad at all when it comes to this. Marius, of course, doing a major damage, almost 100 million there, pretty much all of the damage. Once I do get his 6-star soul, I've been buying them from the shop. I have enough for his 5-star right now, but then I'm just working on getting more for that 6 since it's 300 of the gold ones. I'm going to only have maybe like 40 or some left over, but we did go ahead and get some extra relic pieces there. So that is going to be the team. You can see it does 10 trials, which is not bad at all. And then we did get our last chest here, so let's go ahead and click it. We got whatever that gem was. I'm really hoping to get more of the triangle ones because I need a couple more of the triangle ones for the cat's gaze that I have. So you can kind of see where that team kind of compared to the people that were playing against. So mine was 900, and so it would have been top compared to everybody that we are playing with. Once again, my clan just does not get that many battles in, so that is why that we're playing against these people. So I will show you the build really fast, and then we will go into the relics. Lydia is a 9-piece protection set. These are going to be her total stats. I'd love to get some more speed out of her, make her faster than 300. That's kind of my next goal, but she does have enough accuracy. Next is going to be Marius. Almost 260 when it does come to speed. Really good crit damage, good defense. Not a bad build. And like I did mention before, he is in the cat's gaze, but I am missing another one of these. So I just don't have any right now. So trying to get these gems have been a pain, at least when it comes to the triangle one. I think he is the only one that's actually in a relic, which the team obviously could be improved by that. And then we have our Meltwater, who is in a 9-piece protection and 2 with 324 speed. Those are kind of the general stats. We have Open Clan Father, also a 9-piece protection set. I'd want him just a little bit faster, go over 300 speed, I think would be beneficial. But those are going to be the overall stats that we have here. There is one relic that, yeah, okay, I thought I had one on him. So we do have this, that his heals and his turn meter effect applies to allies are boosted by 15%. So I think that one should be a good one for him because I think he does have the turn meter. And then we have his his defense increases by 1% each time they receive damage, just because he's a little bit more squishier of a champion. So we do have him in the Relentless build so that we can get all his extra turns. Like I said, he's squishier, so he has low HP, low-ish defense, but he is fast at 324. He is the second fastest in the team. I'd like to make him the fastest in the team, so I need to see if I can glyph up this a little bit or just kind of make it just a little bit faster. This is really good speed for my account for Relentless, but I'm sure I can maybe push a little bit more into him. So that is going to be those teams. I'm going to sub this out for my Ninja when it comes to the other variant, just to kind of compare to the damage. So he does miss 38 more speed. Crit damage is about the same, and then equivalent for when it comes to attack is going to be about the same. But his passive does ramp that up quite a bit. And then he also has a Cat's Gaze with neither one of the stones, but he does get that big boost when he ignores 5% of target's decrease when he does put that HP burn, so I was able to put a little bit less on him. So let's see what we're able to get in the form of relics. So we're going to save the event relics for last. So let's go ahead and do all of our rares. There's going to be one epic, one that I really want. So this one receives 5% less damage for enemies under provoke, which is okay. I don't know where I would use it. Like I say, there's one epic that I would really like to get. I can't remember the name of it, so if it does pop up in here, I'll be super excited. Whereas turn meter reductions effects are boosted by 15%. So that one could be pretty good for a Necmo because he does decrease the turn meter, but I use mine really in PvP against bosses. Okay, so this would also be really good for the Necmo with his turn meter increases. I don't have another one of these, so that was really good. Let's see if we can get anything besides a rare. Nope, we got another one of these. Outside of the Cat's Gaze, I have not gotten any other legendary ones, and I have not gotten any mythical ones. It's been very unlucky in the term of crafting these. This is not the one, but where it instantly heals by 10% when their HP drops to 50%. I could see that being decent in a lot of different areas, but we did get an epic, so let's see if we can get another one here. Did not, where it receives 2% less damage if under any debuffs. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our epic one here. Really hoping for that epic that we're looking for, or that rare. So I wonder if I can just... Okay, so this just shows the collection. So that is not going to help. I was hoping I could pull all of them, so that way I could just kind of see what they... Is this what we need? Yeah, okay. So the epic one that I'm really looking for, is it in a Chimira specialty one? So it's gonna be this one. So it's damage increased by 1% each time they place a debuff. So having this on somebody like a ninja, I really want this on my Thor for Hydra because he does his decreased speed. So being able to really stack his damage up to 30% is going to be really great. Of course, it's that dreadful triangle one, but then a circle. And I think I do have a good circle one left for Thor. So that's kind of what I'm looking for when it does come to the epic one. And we got the one that we already have, a couple of these. I've actually used a couple of those to upgrade because I just don't see a point in it. So can we get really lucky, not get another of the whatever the epic one is here, and get a Cat's Gaze? Oh, we end up getting a rare. Okay, so all of that work upgrading did not pay off. We don't have another one that we can do here, and I don't think there are any tournaments left that are going to be giving us any more of those forging materials. So I will check just to make sure, because it does sound like it's going to be the end of the one coming up here. So this is only going to be if you place, it looks like, which those are pretty high points to get started. So not going to be able to get one here. Classic Arena is a no. Looks like only if you place, and we're pretty far off from the Classic Arena. The Queen's Dungeon Tournament is going to be only if you place. That one's more in reach. We just have a lot of people kind of set in those points. So it kind of looks like maybe they got the points and then they stopped when they got to this. So this is maybe a possibility. I might try to farm that some more and use some gems, because it would be nice to get another, at least one more to be able to forge it. When it comes to our gear enhancement, no. And then Dungeon Divers doesn't look like any either. So when it comes to this, there is going to be no other ways to get any of those crafting materials, which does kind of suck. So we might be stuck forever at the 25 or at the 75, because I don't know if you can also... Okay, so you can mix and match. So that is interesting. So if we do get more legendary, we can do that for a chance to get one more. So that's good to keep in mind. That's going to be it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll catch you in the next one.